which commanded the stars, giving life its fullest brilliance. The Elden Ring. Oh, Elden Ring.
Hello, I am Sean of the Lore Hunter, and this is episode 3 of my Elden Ring So Far series. If you haven't checked out episode 1 and 2 of this series, please do so. In those two episodes, I discuss everything officially known about the upcoming action RPG Elden Ring. In this video, however, I am clarifying and debunking the unofficial information about Elden Ring that is out there. For example, you may have heard that Elden Ring is based on Norse mythology. That is pure speculation, strike that from your memory. Maybe you knew that was BS, and you think it is actually based on Celtic mythology. That comes from a land of pure imagination, also strike that from your memory. Over the course of this video, I will debunk these and other false Elden Ring rumors, as well as identify what information you might think is official, but should be taken with a grain of salt. Let's get into it. First, I want to tackle the Norse mythology rumor. The first public mention of Elden Ring was a rumor in March 2019 from Spawnwave. In this video, he alleged that George R.R. Martin and Fromsoftware were collaborating on an open-world action RPG. Note that in this video, Spawnwave never mentions anything about Norse mythology. Then, in May 2019, shortly before E3, George R.R. Martin wrote on his blog that he consulted on a game in Japan. Gamatsu reported this, confirming the project and adding that a source told him the project initials were GR. It is at this time that the term Great Rune appeared on 4chan and this post was made, describing the project as Norse-themed. It is from this anonymous post on 4chan that the Norse mythology rumor started, and articles and videos about the game started to present this as a fact. Now, you can choose to believe this anonymous source and the information in their post, but I wouldn't because I think there was enough that is left out of the post, and more credible sources calling this false, that I would not invest much faith into the information. The post does not mention the game being open world, horseback riding, or the collaboration with George R.R. Martin, which are the big facts surrounding the game. And this anonymous poster is at odds with the verified insider Omnipotent on Reset Era, on 2 accounts. Omnipotent has directly denied that Elden Ring is Norse-themed, as well as refuting the claim that the Unreal Engine 4 is being used. Now, I know this is a case of using one unofficial source to disprove another unofficial source, but if we are living in the realm of unofficial information, I'm going to invest my grain of salt in the verified insider with a pretty solid reputation and track record over an anonymous goon on 4chan. So once you've determined that this rumor is not credible, you can throw out the idea that there are 3 characters for you to choose from, that the game is about some 100-year civil war, and that Tanimura is the co-director, which were also part of this rumor. Not that anyone really ran with those elements of the rumor anyways, which makes me wonder if people were just latching onto the appealing parts of the rumor, or they thought the Norse theming was coming from a more credible source. Also, I don't really think I need to say this, but Tanimura could be the co-director, we just don't know anything officially. And with that rumor busted, let's move on. Or should I say move back, because I want to spend a moment on the initial rumor from Spawnwave that I mentioned previously. The information in the video comes from video game researcher Liam Robertson, who is a relatively reliable source. This was the first mention of George R.R. Martin collaborating with From, and is also the first mention of the game being open world. This is also where the rumor that you would be traveling the different kingdoms and defeating their leaders to gain abilities came from. Given the credibility of the source and the accuracy of the other statements, I would say that this could be true, but there has been nothing official stated about traveling to different kingdoms and defeating leaders, or the acquisition of different abilities. Now let's talk about the Xhanzo rumors from Reddit. Xhanzo was a user that made a couple of posts on Reddit in fall 2019, quote-unquote leaking mechanics. Among the rumors they put forth, a gameplay trailer at the Game Awards 2019 was one, and an April 2020 release date was another. After the Game Awards rumor proved false, Xhanzo deleted one of their posts and then deleted their account, which seems a bit telling. and as I sit here making this video in April 2020, I can confirm with relative certainty that there is no Elden Ring releasing this month. So I think it is safe to say that based upon the fact that Xhanzo is essentially an anonymous source who deleted their profile after parts of the rumor were proven false, that there isn't much reason to believe anything they posted. So despite some of what they wrote being interesting, anything you've heard about using limbs like prosthetics in Sekiro, or really any kind of blend of Sekiro and Dark Souls is speculation, and nothing official. Officially, Miyazaki has stated that Dark Souls is the basis for Elden Ring, and only mentions Sekiro to contrast the action focus in Sekiro with the RPG focus in Elden Ring. I talk about this in more detail in Elden Ring So Far Episode 2, so you can click the link up top if you'd like to learn more. Now, let's discuss Elden Ring being based on Celtic mythology. I'd like to preface this by saying that Elden Ring could partially be inspired by Celtic mythology, but that stating that is purely speculation, and that officially we understand Elden Ring to be a wholly original world with its own unique mythology created by George R.R. Martin. The Celtic influence of the game was given more credence after Omnipotent referenced Scotland in their June 2019 teaser on Reset Era, which people used as further evidence that Elden Ring is heavily inspired by Celtic mythology. However, Omnipotent themselves refuted this rumor, stating that they were referencing Scotland's landscapes and not Celtic or Gaelic mythology. So while you're free to speculate that Celtic mythology plays a part in Elden Ring, just know that it is speculation, and there is nothing official to support this. And to be fair, it isn't the worst speculation. The trailer does have some elements that are at the very least coincidentally similar to Celtic mythology. You can check out Elden Ring So Far Episode 1 for a more detailed discussion about that. Now, I'd like to talk about some of the information Omnipotent has shared this year. As previously discussed, Omnipotent is a verified insider with a good track record, so what they say could be true. That being said, I want to discuss the elements of their rumors that have been shared far and wide in order to identify them as unofficial information that should be taken with a grain of salt. Because even if they are an insider, things change during development, and something that is true about the game now might not be by the end of development. And treating this information as fact can warp expectations for the final product. I mean, to be honest, even official information can change, so taking unofficial information as fact is even more dangerous. So with that being said, the first big item Omni shared, and was subsequently reported far and wide, was that Elden Ring will feature a day-night cycle, dynamic weather, and wandering enemy. This is all unofficial, and there has been nothing to officially confirm this information. Omni has stated multiple times that there will be online multiplayer with both co-op and PvP. This is also unofficial, nothing has been stated officially regarding multiplayer. The last items I've seen floating around are that Elden Ring will not be using Unreal Engine 4, but that there will be improved lighting to accommodate the dynamic day-night cycle. Again, unofficial. And to round out this video, I have some official information with a catch. Yuka Kitamura, one of the lead composers at Fromsoftware, confirmed on Twitter that she is working on Elden Ring. The internet was quick to run with this information like it was a great revelation, but it really isn't that surprising. Kitamura has been credited as a composer since Dark Souls 2. Her statement on Twitter does not specify the extent of her involvement, just that she is working on Elden Ring. She could be working on some of the tracks as she did with Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, or most of the tracks as she did in Sekiro, but we don't know the extent of her involvement at this time. I personally think that due to how heavily she was involved in Sekiro, it is more likely that she is more of a supporting role for Elden Ring. That is just speculation. Regardless, I will take more of what we got in the trailer. That song slaps. And that is what we don't know, officially at least, about Elden Ring so far. I hope this video helped to clarify what information about Elden Ring is unofficial and the validity of that information. If you want to learn or review what is officially known about Elden Ring, please check out episode 1 and 2 of Elden Ring So Far. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel and ding the bell to stay up to date on Elden Ring information. There are a number of events coming up summer 2020 that could yield new information, like the Xbox conferences and IGN's summer of. Regardless, I will be all over Elden Ring information, both true and false, when it comes out. I also cover other upcoming games, as well as get into the development and creation of released titles. So if any of the videos popping up at the top sound interesting to you, I would love for you to go check them out. I think there's some really cool stuff in all of those videos that I'd love to share with you. Thanks for watching.